And welcome back to What If. This is What If comes from Brandon Nix, who asked the question, what if Freddy Krueger and Pennywise were going after the Losers Club in the It movies? This ultimately, I think, is one of those things where these are not two characters that are working together. Pennywise wants to eat these kids. Freddy just wants to kill them. So they're actually two opposed individuals. But what happens if they are both going after the kids at the same time? Would either of them actually be aware of the other, first off? And would they ultimately come to a head? Well, there's two actual ways to look at this what if. Let's look at actually the dark ending here. So Pennywise would be haunting these kids outside of their dreams. And everything that would be transpired would still be transpiring as it does in the book and the movie. But because Freddy is taking them on, or trying to kill them in their dreams, there's a good chance a couple of those kids don't make it out even before the second act is done. Because these kids are now unable to get any sleep. They're unable to rest. They're already on edge. And either Freddy's going to manage to kill one of them in their sleep, or Pennywise is actually going to manage to kill one of them outside because they're going to be so exhausted they won't be able to do anything. They may try to stand up to him and maybe work, but they're just going to pass and say, "What's the matter? What's the matter there, Billy? Feeling a little tired? You can rest in my belly." And if they do manage to make it to the end level, let's call it, the very end of the movie where they do confront Pennywise, I don't think they all are there. I think a couple of them are probably dead at this point. I would say Richie is still probably alive. Eddie probably isn't. This is due to the fact of both being injured and probably being the most scaredy cat of them, of the group. Because he's a not self, like his mom kind of turned him into a hypochondriac because she wanted to protect him. So Eddie probably wouldn't make it. Babylino was kidnapped. I don't know. Maybe the others make it through there. But either way, I think it might not go as well. Oh, God. Sorry, I got a bit of a headache, which is causing me to feel very tired right now. So I'm yawning. I've got pressure behind my eye. You got that, it's a headache that's right behind your eyeball where you're like, oh, God, like right there, but there, like, I'll try to alleviate it with a little pressure point technique as I'm talking. Something an ex-girlfriend taught me. And it does work a little bit, the pressure point technique, if you know how to do it. For any of you who know, it's not like a full proof cure, but there's a pressure point right there that if you put some pressure, and I do mean it has to be some pressure. I mean, not quite to the point where you're hurting. Sidetrack for your self-help. Let's get some crystals and fix our chakras. No, but there's a pressure point there that right between your thumb and right between your thumb and your index, right kind of in that webbing, but not like the webbing itself, like the muscle of the webbing. That if you apply pressure on both sides, it can help lessen a headache. It's not a foolproof cure. Still, get like a hot shower or an ibuprofen, an Advil, something like that, or hydrate, whatever. But it can at least take the edge off. Fun fact. Anywho, so Freddy and Pennywise. See, this is gonna go ultimately one of two ways. One, the Losers Club may still be able to take care of Pennywise, but they're not able to do anything against Freddy. Mostly because Freddy, I don't think they'd really be able to figure out that they can pull something from the real world in time. And so, maybe they're able to take care of Pennywise, but still dealing with Freddy, and he just ultimately takes these kids out. Or they figure it out how to bring him into the real world, but at that point, it might be a little too late. Or, by the time they get down there, they basically say, okay, let's say an active plan. One of them basically just passes the hell out, falls asleep, and is able to bring Freddy into the real world as they're dealing with Pennywise. And then it basically turns into my versus, what if who would win in a fight, Pennywise versus Freddy Krueger? And if you've seen my verses on that, then you know my answer of who I think wins in the real world. If I'm not mistaken, I think I had Pennywise take that win. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time since I did that video. But that said, that said, if it is in fact Pennywise who wins, they would then gang up on Pennywise and then clown. They'd then just beat him up and then go into the events 27 years later of it, chapter 2 or volume 2, whatever you want to call it. But then you would be dealing with the aftermath of Freddy because Freddy didn't die, assuming that the Pennywise doesn't have the ability to prevent his resurrection, which, as far as we know, wouldn't be the case. And with a couple of the kids dead, plus, oh god, what was it? Not Richie. Who was the? Oh yeah, was it? Who was it again? I'm trying to actually remember. I think it was the Jewish kid. I mean, sorry, not to get discriminatory or anything like that. But yeah, I don't even remember his name. The only thing I remember is the synagogue stuff with that kid, and the creepy lady in the painting. So yeah, I just know him as the Jewish kid. Sorry. He might be, he could be on the chopping block too for kids who die in the first part. I don't know if they're able to take on either of them. Good almighty, wow. I don't know if they're able to take on either of them in the second part, because Freddy will be back for revenge at that point at some point, and be back hard, and as is Pennywise, and neither of them, as of now, it was actually more difficult for them to for the Losers Club to take on Pennywise as they got older, because the cynicisms of life had taken in. So yeah, even by some miracle, if they're able to beat Pennywise again and beat Freddy, because of the nature of Freddy Krueger and how the movie series worked, killing Freddy is kind of near impossible to do. He'll always find a way to kind of come back. So, nope, not doing it. Not going to let that one come out. So, yeah, it would just kind of be a perpetual fight between Freddy until they're all dead, basically. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think would happen in this scenario? Generally, they had a hard enough time with Pennywise. Freddy being another supernatural killer, and a very different one of that, I just don't think they are capable of handling that. I'm going to be wrong, though. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you folks next time.